Good afternoon from the Lawn Mountain Wayside on Route 60. Got I'm Mini Rainbow, got Cairo and Slides there. We're about to take off, headed southbound, so gonna cross the road and have about 11 miles to do to today to some shelter. I forget which one exactly, but so should be a nice day for it. It's nice and cloudy and little breezy, not too cold or warm, so should be perfect conditions. So looking forward to a good trip. Good evening from the Punch Bowl shelter. We just are right now working on putting up bear bags and whatnot and getting ready for bed. We got here about like 2 or 3 hours ago and had good dinner. Had new trail buddy of ours show up about an hour or two later. So he's headed southbound. But yeah, it was a pretty good day. The first several miles and all were really pretty flat and bit of downhill and whatnot, so it was really easy, and we were able to make good times and made it to Rice Mountain, and that's when definitely started heading uphill and things got harder and all, and we were going at slower pace, but we did the whole about 10 to 11 miles within like 4 to 5 hours, I think. So gonna be a good night. Hope it isn't too cold or anything, so should be good night's sleep. Then gonna get up tomorrow and have about 10 miles to do to the James River where my car is parked, and we're gonna go pick up my brother John from VMI, then do some car switcheroos, then get back on the trail. So for right now, this is a good night. in from the Punch Bowl shelter. It is around 8:40 in the morning. We're just finishing packing up. Daniel and Paul are filtering water down at the spring right now. Had a good night here. Had the company of through hiker Flamingo, who we actually ran across at 5:01 yesterday and shuttled to Glasgow, and he headed back from Glasgow on up to the shelter here, and today he's planning on doing 40 or so miles, which is pretty impressive. But he's trying to attempt to do a triple crown this year, which is basically hiking the three longest trails in the United States. So right now he's doing the Appalachian Trail. He started that in February, and he's already up here in mid Virginia, which is pretty intense. That's awesome. So he'll finish that like April or May sometime. Then he's gonna also do the Continental Divide Trail as well as the Pacific Crest Trail. So Flamingo, if you're watching this, good luck to you. You've got this. You're doing an awesome job so far, and happy trails. So today, our plan this morning is to hike to 5:01. We've got some uphill to start off with, going up to the top of the Punch Bowl Mountain, then Bluff Mountain after that. Then we'll be headed downhill towards the towards the James River, and to 5:01 where my car is. We'll pick up my car from there, go to Lexington to pick up brother John from VMI. Then we'll have to do some car switcheroos to take one car back to where we're ending tomorrow at Petite's Gap. Then head back to 5:01, and we'll have about 2 miles to do to the Matt's Creek shelter this evening. So should be a great day. The sun's out and all, and should be a beautiful day for hiking. Good evening from the Matt Creek shelter. Sitting here on my nice comfy thermarest pad and all after a nice long day of hiking. We did about the 10 miles this morning / afternoon from the Punch Bowl shelter all the way to Route 501. Then we got my car and drove to Lexington to pick up John from VMI, and then we had to do some car ferrying back from Route 60 where Daniel and Paul's car was, on over to where we're ending tomorrow at Petite Gap, then head back to 501 and got back on the trail to do the 2 miles here to the shelter. And luckily those 2 miles were pretty easy. They were mostly flat and some uphill towards the end, and nothing too bad as compared to earlier. Was a bit of uphill, then had like 2 to 3 miles of downhill, which got old, especially since I had a rock stuck in my boot for most of that time, which was poking me in the bottom of the foot. Made it real fun. So should be a good night of sleeping, last night of the trip. Then we'll get up tomorrow and have 7 miles to conquer. Should be mainly uphill, so will be a bit harder, but at least it's only 7 miles. So this is good night for now. Good morning from the Balcony Falls Trail. Got my mini Rambo, got Cairo there, slides, the new addition, Preacher Leroy. Picked them up yesterday from VMI. We've so far done about 2.9 miles from the shelter we were at last night at Matt's Creek. Had a pretty intense incline coming up to where we're at now, but now we've got about 4.1 miles left of the day and of the trip, so gonna be doing a bit more some flat stuff, some down stuff, then more up stuff. So get up to Highcock Knob, hopefully there will be good view, then enjoy the downhill to Petite Gap. So see you on the other side.